What's up everyone, how are you guys doing? In this game we have CrackedyHere as the Byzantine, spawning in the southwest of the gorge. In the northeast we have he playing against Abbasid Dynasty. So I'll probably be most likely calling this guy just straight up Abbasid for the rest of the game, or HPA. We'll see how the game goes and what I actually end up saying compared to what I plan on saying, because he playing against constantly, that's kind of a mouthful, not gonna lie. Over here with our Abbasid, I absolutely loved playing the Abbasid because their playstyle is so freaking sporadic and there's just so much versatility that they have that it's absolutely insane. Having 4 different options in your age ups going into feudal, I love it. Like, you could have any kind of amount of game plans possible, right? But that being said, main reason we're watching this is because I feel like I haven't been posting enough Byzantine games, especially after I think the day of their nerf I did post up like 2 games, something like that. But I feel like the Byzantines, even before their nerf, haven't been figured out. There were still a lot of people going for like the 3 cistern feudal age, or 3 cisterns in the dark age into an imperial hippodrome, which didn't make any sense to me ever, and nobody could truly make sense of it because it still didn't make any sense. Anyways, now the Byzantines, the imperial hippodrome did get nerfed. The Byzantines themselves did get buffed in the sense, or their dark age did get buffed in the sense that they do start with 50 additional stone. So that allows them to get their second cistern up a little bit better, a little bit faster. And from there, you're able to go into your feudal age roughly the same time as other people. We do see military wing coming down for our Abbasid player. So he's going to opt into going a little bit more on the aggressive side in the dark age with those 2 spears, 2 archers. And over here for Crackedy, we have nothing quite yet. He's almost there on his age up. Feudal age will be clicking over for our Abbasid about the 4-minute mark, and we do have an imperial hippodrome coming down for Crackedy. It's not going to be in the influence, within the influence of his cistern, which means he might be dropping another one, right next to it, in order to get that additional his aqueduct isn't fully connected, but now that it is going to be within the influence, his horsemen will be coming through a little bit faster. Keep in mind, like I said earlier, the imperial hippodrome did get nerfed. Originally, you would age up. When you age up, upon completion, you would start off with 30 triumph points, each point lasting 1.5 seconds. So you had a total of 45 seconds of that buff. Now, wait, is that connected? I don't think that's connected. We'll see in a moment once this aqueduct is finished. So that means right when you aged up, you had 45 seconds of triumph that you would be able to use. Now, upon completion, you only have 10 triumph 10 triumph points, and each point only lasts 1 second. So you go from 45-second buff to a 10-second buff. That is absolutely massive. It still works essentially the same as it did before. The triumph still gives the same buff, does all that. The duration has just been nerfed significantly. And by significantly, I mean that's a huge buff. That's not something to, scoff about. That is a massive buff. The first horseman is out. It's going to be rotating around onto the western side of the map, and then most likely going over to the stone to try to pick off a couple villagers, or at least idle them for a bit to delay delay the second TC, the inevitable second TC. Whether or not our Abbasid player goes into a third, we could only wait and see. First horseman is out for our Abbasid in order to defend against the enemy horseman, but 100% of the time, once Triumph does get popped, the Byzantine horseman will win. I was really hoping to see oh, there's another horseman over here. That's a lot of damage getting put onto that cistern, and there's nothing that Crackedy could really do to defend that unless he pulls back his own horseman to do that. But there are two spears there. That's going to be a lot of damage thrown onto them pretty quickly, and now two villagers are getting pulled over to start repairing it, and instantly those villagers get focus fire down. One does get killed, one spear will go down as well. This makes it a lot easier for Crackedy to be able to engage now, since there's only one spear remaining. The two archers for Crackedy are going to move forward in order to pick off the last remaining spear. Triumph did get popped by Crackedy to do the additional damage and to get that passive 25 healing per second. But look at that, he only had probably 12 to 14 points remaining. So right now, for instance, Triumph would have still been going. It still would have been active this entire time, and this horseman would be very, very close, if not at full health right now, with how it was pre-nerf. But now it is a lot worse. I was really hoping to see a Grand Winery opener, possibly a 2 TC play, especially against the Abbasid. It makes a lot of sense, but instead we did get the Imperial Hippodrome opener. A 2 TC play is still going to happen. A fourth cistern is getting placed up here on the northwestern side of Crackedy's base. On the opponent's side, where is his second TC, is over here at the herd, the herd of deers. Our Abbasid player is currently sitting on 27 villagers, 4 military, 3 of which are horsemen, and his scout, of course. Crackedy, on the other hand, a little bit of a harass coming over here on the cistern that was being built. A cancel is going to come through on that. That would have put him up to level 5 after his fourth one gets fully connected. 3 horsemen and a scout are going to be applying some pressure over there. Did Crackedy hasn't got the vision upgrade yet. I highly recommend getting the vision upgrade. It's 25 wood, 50 gold, and it gives 7 tile radius for, well, it increases its line of sight by 7 tiles. That is absolutely insane. We do have a little bit of a harass coming through again over here. Triumph does get popped, but he only had a few points, so it only lasted about 4 or 5 seconds, and that was it. This nerf is absolutely massive. We do have an offensive keep over here as well, trying to steal the berries of our Abbasid player. There are 6 total horsemen for our Abbasid. Villagers go inside of the outpost to apply a little bit more damage. Triumph has already been used, so it's unable to be used yet again due to, you know, no points. And now arrow slits are through on that outpost to add a little bit more damage. A little bit of a runaround going on for Crackedy. Another engagement going through, but he does lose a horseman. Second horseman goes down. Third horseman is about to go down as well. If the focus fire was there, but it was not, it's still gonna die regardless. And now Crackedy only has 3 archers. Fortification goes through on that outpost as well, which is denying the gold, and it secures him his own it secures the berry patch for himself that should have belonged to our Abbasid player. Crackedy has 6 military, 3 archers, 2 Lamentinai. Abbasid has 6 horsemen, 4 spears. We don't see a single, I don't know why he hasn't went into, well, he didn't go into the Grand Winery, so his olive oil is basically 0. And he hasn't grabbed any of his berries yet either. Second TC is coming down on top of the stone outcropping, on his safe stone outcropping. He could have actually put it right here in between both of them. That way he'd secure both of the stone at the same time. We have our second barracks coming through. No mercenary school yet. 6 villagers are idled, throwing down some berries, or excuse me, not berries, throwing down some olive groves. Horsemen are still active, attempting to get a villager kill, are not going to be able to. Nice response by Crackedy in order to get it inside of the town center as quickly as he did. He still has control over the gold, or he's still denying the gold and still has control over the berries. Only 2 villagers there at the moment, and not really too focused on that, just trying to eat up as much as he can before backing off, or before he gets pushed off. We have another, oh no, that's the same barracks. I thought he was going to be moving up to 3 barracks. Quite a few villagers are getting pulled over to the deer. There is a wolf there. Bitey infantry might be doing a couple, getting a little bit of damage in. A very weakened horseman. The Lament Knight is backing off from the northern side, rotating back down to the middle. And will Crackedy be doing any other aggression? These 3 archers from Crackedy are going to be pushing forward over to the second TC of our Abbasid player, able to get 1 villager, but he has to be careful. Oh wait, he doesn't have vision of the other side. Ooh, excuse me, wrong button. So no vision. Also, that is a huge military coming through for our Abbasid. 11 spearmen, 11 horsemen, 9 spears, 6 archers. Blacksmith coming down to start getting those upgrades, as well as a single ram. That ram will be here just to clear out the outpost and then eventually push through. These Lamentinite are out in the open, and they will be getting picked off by these horsemen and archers. The archers are out in the open as well for Crackedy. That's going to be 8 military, 7 military getting cleaned up, 8 if you count the scout, which might not go down. 2 villagers could potentially go down as well. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a run by onto the deers for our Abbasid player as well. He's able to pick up 2 villager kills. Meanwhile, Crackedy has 3 villager kills. And the level 5 cistern will be up and running shortly. But does Crackedy have the production in order to hold this? He's currently only sitting on the Imperial Hippodrome, 2 barracks, and an archery range. He is dropping his mercenary school now and a second archery range. I really don't like how delayed that mercenary school is, because it still has about 5 seconds before it finishes, and then 20 seconds in order for you to get your contract, and then another 36 seconds, I think it is, in order to get the units out of there. Fortification is coming through on the outpost that Crackedy has at the top of his base, or in front of his base. It is going to get burned down before the fortification does finish. Those 4 villagers will most like, oh, just 1 villager, 2 villagers down now. 45 villagers for Crackedy, 58 for our Abbasid player. That is a massive deficit. 2 TC for both, but the second TC of Crackedy was heavily delayed. Not only that, but our Abbasid player was able to get 8 villager kills total to increase that deficit. 500 oil in the bank, 500 olive oil in the bank for Crackedy. Where is your mercenary school? He hasn't chosen. Oh no, he has. Why can't we? Oh, there it goes. He ended up choosing the Silk Road. The Silk Road contract. No javelin throwers are being produced quite yet. He does have enough for it. Okay, Crackedy is clear on the north side. Where is all his food? He only has 10 on food. All of his sheep have been eaten. Sitting on 34 villagers. So this is something that I try to do quite a bit, except I get my mercenary school up and running first before any of the other production, because it's just too good. It really is, especially when you start going into your olive oil transition. or Grove transition to start breaking up that olive oil. Okay, the first set of javelin throwers are out. Once you go into the 2TC play, you're just gonna rally everything to wood. Keep in mind that the olive groves are only 60 wood instead of your typical farm, which is at 75, plus you get that additional 20%, I think it is. Oh, these our Abbasid player is currently sitting on 39 archers. They are able to poke forward and get a couple of the units that were being made by Crackedy, and we need to see more rams getting produced. Otherwise it's going to be a little difficult for him to start burning everything down with the amount of melee units he has, which is 20 though, which that's not something to scoff about. But the javelin throwers are out. That is going to be a decent amount of damage that they are doing. Shield wall is getting activated on those Lamentini, which reduces their damage taken from ranged units by 50%, also reduces their attack speed by 25% and their movement speed by 25%. And now the archers for our Abbasid player are moving forward and picking off units one at a time. Doesn't matter if you're doing, or if you're reducing your attack by 50 or your damage taken from ranged units by 25%, if there's 50 archers able to just demolish you. And now our Abbasid player is moving forward in order to just finish the game. More and more units are going down for Crackedy. He is under TC fire, but it does seem like it's going to be insignificant. But now he has moved into the second TC range and more units are going down for our Abbasid player. Villagers are pulled, and I can't remember the name of it, but villagers are becoming aggressive. He pulled the boys in order to defend. Remember, they do get two bonus armor and bonus attack as well. What is it called? A Kuratoi. Makes villagers stronger. Increases their armor by 2 for 30 seconds. Their weapons and their armor by 2 for 30 seconds. I wonder if that also increases their... Are they still under the effect? No. They do have +1 ranged armor, the +1 ranged armor upgrade, as well as +1 ranged attack. That was heavy losses for Crackedy. He was able to hold. Will he be able to hold the second wave though? He currently has 4 military, 2 are Abbasid players, 28. Where are his units rallied? Just outside of his base. 26 archers to 4 archers of Crackedy, 1 spearman and 1 horseman for our Abbasid player as well. And Castle Age does come through for our Abbasid. He ended up going, I'm assuming, for Culture Wing. Where's your wisdom? GG gets called by Crackedy. Game goes over to our Abbasid. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.